Hi, hello, my dear CA intermediate students. Welcome to the MCQ answers. Usually, I don't like to discuss the answers for the question paper because many students will be feeling down. So, because if they have answered it wrongly, etc. So, therefore, if you are somewhere in the mid of the exams, so do not refer to this. And after completion of your exams, you can definitely refer to this particular video. And in this MCQ part, so overall paper, if you see MCQ paper, little moderate only because they have given certain crucial adjustment because of which the entire answers will change. So without further delay, we are moving on to the discussion related to this MCQ of September 25 GST part. Okay, so this is the case scenario 3, and the order of the questions might change because like from student to student, they have given the different order. So therefore, you just see the question and properly analyze, and then you will know what is a correct answer. Raghu Impex Limited, registered in the state of Uttar Pradesh, was involved in supplying stationery items pan India basis across the country. The company did not opt for registration under GST, so they did not go for registration. The proper officer of GST, based on the inquiry, finds that the company is liable for registration and he registers it on a temporary basis on 21/1/2023. So that is called a suo motu registration. Whenever a person is not getting registered, so department will suo motu make them register by generating a TRN. The company made the following outward supplies of printing materials in the month of February 2025. So they have given some data. So they are making sale to Telangana State Agricultural Department for invoice value of 2,60,400 inclusive of GST at 5%, delivering at Hyderabad, Telangana State, and to UP GST to Delhi Transport Corporation, like that they have given. In the month of September 2024, company found that while issuing an invoice to a customer, the company erroneously charged a higher value of 52,000. So some information, such invoice was issued on 31/3. Company issued a credit note on 110. The company filed relevant annual return, and the relevant for the month of return for the month of September and October were filed. So they have given some data. Now what is the question? Based on these facts, we need to arrive at the appropriate answer. In respect of printing material supplied in the month of February 2025, the company shall be subject to a total GST TDS of dash, ignoring the bifurcation of CGST, SGST and IGST. So about TDS they are asking, okay, in respect of printing material supplied in the month of February, the company shall be subject to a total GST TDS of, basically what is that they are, so they are making supply and they are asking what is the TDS, okay. So printing material supplied, the company shall be subjected to a total GST TDS of, so what is the TDS? That is a question here. First, to Telangana State Agricultural Department for invoice value of 2,60,400 inclusive of GST, delivering at Hyderabad, Telangana State. First we will see whether the supplier is registered. Supplier is registered and supply to notified recipients. So TDS is applicable if the contract value of supply does not exceed 2,50,000. Here it is 2,60,400 inclusive of GST into 100 by 105. If you see, that does not exceed 2,50,000, so there is no TDS. To UP GST State GST Department, that is also notified recipient, for invoice value of 2,80,000 inclusive of GST. So 2,80,000 into 100 by 112. Okay, 2,80,000 into 100 by 112. So that will come to 2,80,000 into 100 by 112. So how much is that? 2,80,000. You can see the computation. 2,80,000. 2,80,000 into 100 by 112. Exactly 2,50,000. So there is no TDS. Then to Delhi Transport Corporation, government owned transport corporation registered in the Union Territory of Delhi. So it's a government owned corporation. So for supply to its central stores located in Ghaziabad in the state of Uttar Pradesh for invoice value of 2,97,360. Basically it is what? Sale of goods, correct? Sale of goods, outward supply of printing materials, sale of goods. What will be taken as the place of supply? Ending point. What is the ending point? Ending point is in Uttar Pradesh. So central stores located in Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. And where is that they are located? Uttar Pradesh. So it is an intrastate supply. but where is the recipient located? Delhi. So therefore no TDS. In all these three cases there is no TDS, so the answer will be nil. Then what is the maximum time limit? Okay, so here some students may think that it is GST liability that we need to compute. No, it is not about the GST liability. So because GST liability will be a higher amount, that is not the question, it is all about TDS. The correct answer is nil. Last case, again I am repeating, it is a intrastate supply because ending point will be taken as the place of supply. Or okay, so to Delhi Transport Corporation, government owned transport corporation registered in Union Territory of Delhi for supply to its central stores, So don't bring in bill to ship to transaction, to its central stores located in Ghaziabad in the state of Uttar Pradesh for an invoice value of 2,97,360. So it's not bill to ship to, it is not shipped to a different person, so don't apply bill to ship to in this case. So therefore ending point will be taken, Uttar Pradesh, it's an intrastate but the recipient in another state, that's why no TDS, so the correct answer will be nil. What is the maximum time limit available for declaring the details of such credit note in GST return with respect to the said transaction? Credit note, first the transaction pertains to which financial year? So September 2024 means financial year 24-25. For financial year 24-25, 30th November of the succeeding financial year, or date of filing annual return. What is the annual return? So 15/6/2025, whichever is earlier is 15/6/2025. That is the time limit by which the credit note, declaring the details of such credit note in the GST return with respect to the said transaction. So therefore what is the time limit for issuance of credit note? That is 15/6, okay, 15/6, and that should be taken as the relevant date here. On getting temporary registration, Raghu Impex Limited needs to apply for registration up to, what is the time limit? In case of suo motu registration, application within 90 days from the date of generation of temporary reference number. What is the date of generation of temporary reference number? You can see here 21/1/2023. So from 21/1/2023 plus 90 days, 21/4/2023, that is the time limit by which they need to make application for registration. Usual time limit 30 days, but that is not applicable in this case. So here we need to take it as 90 days from the date of generation of TRN. Then next one, Neelachal Chamber of Commerce organized a business summit. Safal Private Limited, a registered manufacturer of ready-made garments, sponsored the summit and paid a sponsorship fee of 1,50,000 to Neelachal Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Godbole, an independent director. So this is first part. For this first part, that is sponsorship services, we have an amendment. Sponsorship by other than body corporate. Here, who is the supplier? Supplier is Neelachal Chamber of Commerce. It is other than body corporate. 2. Recipient. Who is the recipient? Safal Private Limited has sponsored the summit. So recipient is body corporate, so it will be covered under RCM. Then same way, Godbole, an independent director of Safal Private Limited, provided taxable service worth 40,000 to Safal Private Limited in the capacity of director. Even that will also be applicable under RCM. So therefore in this case Safal Private Limited is liable to pay GST under RCM. So what is the value on which GST payable? 1,50,000 plus 40,000, that is 1,90,000. The total value on which Safal Private Limited is liable to pay GST as per the provision applicable till 28 February as per the latest provision. So 1,90,000 will be taken as the answer in this case. Then Mr. Anant, an unregistered person, rented his commercial building to Messrs. ABC & Co, a registered partnership firm under GST in the state of Tamil Nadu. For the month of November 2024, the firm paid rent by NEFT on 29 November 2024, whereas the invoice was issued by Anant in advance on 25th November 2024. The time of supply for the purpose of payment of GST for the above transaction will be dash if the payment entered in the books of accounts on 29 February. So clearly it is 13 subsection 3, supplier is unregistered, it's a commercial building and commercial property given by unregistered person to a registered person is covered under RCM. Whether the invoice is given by him, yes, whereas invoice was issued by Anant. As invoice is issued by Anant, so we need to take date on which payment is made to supplier. What is the date on which payment is made to supplier? 25th November invoice date. Payment is made on 29 November. Payment is made on 29 November. So that will be taken because the payment is made by NEFT on 29 November. That will be taken. 61st day from the date of invoice. Date of invoice 25th November, 61st day. So that is 25th of January, whichever is earlier will be 29 November 2024. That is the answer for this. This is not because of self invoice, normal invoice, because the invoice was issued by supplier. If the invoice is not issued by supplier only, we need to take that self invoice point. Then this case scenario is only critical. Mahadev Housing Society is registered under GST in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. The society has in all 200 flats and 20 shops as under block A, B, C, D, E, F. Shops and 3 BHK flats, 4 BHK flats they have. The society received or paid the following amounts in the month of January 2025. Amount for each unit of 3 BHK, amount for each unit of 4 BHK. Maintenance charges collected including property tax of 1000 for 3 BHK, 1500 for 4 BHK flat collected on behalf of municipal corporation. So this will come under pure agent and it is clearly given in the study material. Even I thought that it may be out of syllabus. It is not out of syllabus, it is clearly given in the study material that whenever the statutory liabilities are paid, by the association, that will not be included in the maintenance charges, because basically it will be covered under pure agent concept, because it is a liability of the recipient. So property tax is payable by the flat owner, but which is paid by the association and in turn recovered from the flat owner, it will not be included in the value. Okay. So property tax is liability of flat owner paid by the association and it falls under expenditure incurred as a pure agent, not included in value, and this point has been clearly stressed in the study material. Even I have discussed this point while discussing the value of supply. In the revised book, I have discussed this pure agent concept and therefore this should not be included. And so 8000 minus 1000, 7000 and 10,000 minus 1500, 8500. And we know one point, maintenance charges collected by Resident Welfare Association, if the amount does not exceed 7500 per month per member, then it will be exempted. So therefore accordingly it will be exempted, whereas 8500 if it crosses 7500 entirely it will be taxable. Then maintenance charges collected from each shop 7000, whatever may be the amount, the exemption is only for Resident Welfare Association housing units or residential units, not for the commercial units. For commercial units, whatever may be the amount, that will be taxable. Interest 75,000 received on fixed deposit with a nationalized bank, interest on loans, advances, deposits is exempted. 4 generator each costing 1 lakh were purchased from registered supplier for power backup of blocks, of which 2 were installed for 3 BHK blocks. As 3 BHK blocks outward supply is exempted, they cannot take ITC on these 2 generators, but and 2 for 4 BHK blocks. For this 4 BHK plots, the maintenance charges will be taxable, so they can take ITC on this 2 generators. The amount capitalized in the books, but no depreciation is charged. Okay. Then pipes and other sanitary fittings costing 25,000 were purchased for block A. Block A is basically 3 BHK flats. As 3 BHK flats, maintenance charges is exempted, they cannot take ITC. Okay. So therefore 25,000 ITC not available. 3 members own 2 units of 3 BHK type, let it be. Each and every flat will be considered as a separate member. All inward and outward supplies are intrastate, ignore the effect of common credit if any, assume that all conditions are satisfied. First question, the amount of ITC that the society can avail for the month of January 2025 is 3 BHK exempted, so 2 generators, pipes and fittings, ITC not available. 4 BHK taxable, so ITC available. 2 generators into 1 lakh each into 9% and 9%, 18,000. So CGST 18,000, SGST 18,000. This is the only ITC. The gross GST liability for the month of January 2025 is, what is the gross GST liability? 8,500 into, so how many flats? 4 BHK, 100 flats. So 100 into 8,500, 100 into 8,500, 8 lakh 50. And shops, how many shops? Shops will be 10 and 10, 20 shops into 7,000. So 20 shops into 7,000, that will be 1 lakh 40,000. So 9 lakh 90 into 9%, 89,100. Option B, 89,100 CGST and 89,100 SGST. The total value of exempted outward supply of the society for the month of January 2025. What is the value of the exempted supply? Here exempted supply, if you see this, okay, value of exempted supply 7,000 into how many flats? 3 BHK 100 flats. So 7,000 into 100, that will be 7 lakhs plus this interest on loans advances deposit 75,000. So 7 lakh 75,000 will be the answer. So this is the answer for this, and I have seen some faculties who is mentioning that it is out of syllabus, you will get guaranteed marks, etc. and all. Don't believe in all those things. No, there is no grace marks, etc. and all. Trust me. So just for the sake of views, because in YouTube thumbnail if you keep grace marks, 8 grace marks for CA intermediate, means lot of people will click on that thumbnail and will watch, so that they get the views, and because of which they earn money. That's one of the cheapest way of earning money. So they can't go below that level. So always, the experience matters. So this is the way in which the answer needs to be arrived. So don't listen to all those bachas, small kids who are just coming into teaching and who are taking classes. So follow some good experienced faculties. Got it? It's not me, but any subject for that matter, the experience always matters. So therefore that is with respect to this. And so don't get disappointed. That's the reason why you should not depend only on marathon, etc. and all. Many students ask me, sir, why are you putting 4 days, 8 into 4, 32 hours of videos? So instead do a 8-hour marathon or 12-hour marathon, like that. See, definitely in that marathon I cannot cover every point. I will be skipping. If you see the depth at which the questions are being asked, it is so deep. It's not like, from marathon itself the questions will not be asked. So marathon we will cover only the top things, but they go deep into the subject and they will be asking. That's the reason why my advice to all of you, so don't depend on marathons, that will not help you. So learn properly and go for the exam. Okay, marathon may be useful, but that definitely, if the paper is easy, you will feel it as easy, but otherwise when the paper is critical like this, it will not be helpful. Okay, and so we have given all these things in regular batch. Definitely it is there. Even in exam oriented batch I discussed, in regular batch I discussed about suo motu registration. See, in exam oriented I could not discuss that suo motu registration point, so that 2 marks came. So nothing will replace the regular batch and the exam oriented batch only. Okay, so thank you all for giving me opportunity to serve you, and please watch this video after completion of the exam. So don't watch it now. Okay, then next thing, one important update to all of you, that I am commencing with the new regular batch for CA Inter, and this time for January we are doing a free exam oriented batch also. The regular batch will be from 9th of October, that is for May 26 exam, and if you know any students who are appearing for that, you can recommend. And for Jan 26 students, I am doing a free exam oriented batch like last time for September exam. So again I will be doing, that will be in the month of October, like November end, like that I will be doing, or like December first week it will be there for sure. And thank you all, signing off.